Most diggers that I talk to, as far as I'm concerned, trail builders are right up there with the most important asset we have within mountain biking. I mean, seriously, if we don't have trails and we don't have builders, we'd still be stuck riding gravel ski hill runs. So how do we keep the diggers happy so we're able to reap the benefits of their builds long into the future? Well, let's start by not pissing them off with poor trail etiquette. We reached out to trail builders and riders all over the world to figure out what the biggest no-nos are within mountain biking and why. We're going to elaborate on those today with the help of Anonymous Bad Girl. Don't worry though, any harm done to the trails today has been fixed before moving on. First little no-no that we've got to address, because this one came in with an overwhelming consensus from the social media trail builders of the world, and that is the free ride flick, or the Scandi flick, or the drift, or the rear brake skid, whatever you want to call it, it's all the same. Anytime your rear wheel is losing traction on the ground, especially if you're just grabbing a bunch of rear brake and skidding all about, it's literally throwing dirt off the trail. Now think about it. Each little knob on your tire is like a little tiny baby shovel. Every time your tire goes around and it's skidding, you're throwing the dirt off the trail, and this is super annoying to trail builders because they say it's actually unnecessarily widening trails at the same time. So tone it down a little bit. Now, builders worldwide have messaged me and they're convinced that riders are out there doing this because they don't know how to corner. Now think about that for a second. Second biggest complaint that I received from trail builders around the world was that there's so many riders out there these days braiding trails and straight lining trails. Like, whatever happened to just riding the trail you had nicely laid out there in front of you? Straight lining a section of trail is just that. It's cutting out all those fun twisty corners that somebody placed right there for you and just taking the fast line. Now that's great if you're in a race and that's the course that's set out for you, but getting that king of the mountain on your favorite local track should not come at the price of changing a trail. So let's just talk about this trail right behind me. On the rider's left here, we've got what I would think is the original line. It's got a nice turn around the tree to slow the riders down before the feature that's coming up, and it's a little bit more on the uphill side of things. Now you can see from the right what's turned into possibly the main line over years of use, but was an original braid. The line on the right's got a lot more holes, a lot more trenches. I don't think this is the line that the diggers were originally planning on when they had this trail in mind. And it's just a huge opportunity to pool water and create runoff, which is just going to be drainage issues for the future. Now, even though you might be the hometown hero on your favorite line of single track, that does not give you the authority to go changing the trail to your specifications. Anytime we're changing features on trail, whether that's adding something new, taking something away, we really should be consulting the original builder, because the last thing we want to do is to adapt the style of trail to our style of riding. Whoa, what is this? Is that new? Where's the sign? Now, similarly, if there are other people in your neighborhood that also love this bit of single track and you go throwing just a random old kicker in the middle of the trail, that could be quite dangerous. If they don't know what's coming and a trail has changed or features have moved, that can really throw people off and lead to a bad time. So let's just not do that. Now, if you come across a feature that's a bit too big for you today, or you're just not feeling it, let's not dumb down that feature for you. Let's keep it there, keep it in the line with the trail, and let's give you something to move up to one day or inspire to hit. This one is a bit of a touchy subject, but it's a regional favorite. And that's because if you live somewhere where it's really muddy or you've got clay-like dirt, riding in the wet can really disrupt these trails. If you're out there leaving big trenches and that sort of dirt or big divots in the ground, once they dry, it's really, really hard to correct them. Takes a lot of extra time from the trail builders, and it ends up feeling more like a moto track than a mountain bike trail. Which leads me to this little baby here. Now the trail is actually about 1 meter wide, but because most people have been funneled into this nice outside line here, you can see a trench is starting to develop. Probably because it was ridden in the wet, it didn't really have time to set. And so now we've got about a 1 little Christina foot wide trench here. Doesn't look super terrible now, but next time it rains, the water's just gonna start funneling down this thing, washing away the dirt as it goes. So the less trenches we have out on trail, the better the water erosion's gonna be. Hopefully over time, this is not gonna turn into one of those riverbed rides. They're not actually that fun. Personally, I prefer dirt. Now, possibly one of the most dangerous and annoying things that trail builders complain about is when riders drop into closed trails. Now, not only is this super disrespectful to all the builders out there working hard, but it could legitimately be deadly. Now, I'm not exaggerating. If a trail is closed, there's a good chance they're doing some big repairs, including fallen trees, maybe removing an old bridge and putting a new one in, or there might even be heavy machinery out on trail. So if you just come blasting through all willy-nilly, that could be a serious hazard. Just behind me is an authorized adjustment made to this trail here by the local cycling association because they wanted to reroute the exit of the trail. So if you find yourself in an area with a ton of down logs in your way, that's a pretty good indicator you're not where you're supposed to be. Now I know there's tons more things to add to this list from the trail builders, but the final topic I want to talk about that really annoys me, it's my pet peeve, it's littering. Ain't nobody got time for that. If you pack it in, just pack it out. There is no need to throw all this crap in the forest. I mean, you wouldn't throw a granola bar wrapper in your mom's living room, so why would you do that in Mother Nature's living room? It's disgusting, and you know who litters? Garbage. Got ourselves a little bit of a hot spot here. The climbing trail is crossing under the downhill trail, and for whatever reason, a whole bunch of trash is collected here. Just little pieces of candy wrappers, and I don't know what this is, but it's ours now. It's coming with us. Now you may have heard the term rake and report thrown around recently, and that's because it's really helpful in guiding local builders and associations on where to focus their energy and resources when it comes to trail maintenance. Next time you're out on the trails and you have a free moment, maybe notice what's going on around you. If there's some dead trees that have fallen or drainage issues that need help, hop onto Trail Forks, make a little report, because builders all over the world use this tool to know where to head to next. Seems simple, right? Don't do those few things out on trail and we can actually have happy trail builders. Now I will add, if you can't get out there and volunteer on the trails yourself, or you can't donate to your favorite trail builder directly, then at least support your local trail association, because there is a huge demand for maintaining trails and building new ones, and they need all the help they can get. All right, do tell. I'm sure there are some things we missed on this list, so let us know in the comments below, and also make sure to subscribe to the channel because we're releasing new videos all the time. See you guys on the trails.